I graduated college and moved into my car to go adventure and see the world, and here's what the first week looked like. This story starts in the Valley of California. Now you might be asking why someone would leave this beautiful lush valley for locations that might be described as freezing, desolate, and miserable. But you see, I want to go explore places in winter that a school schedule has always prohibited. So this journey's first stop took me to a quaint, little-known area called Lake Tahoe. Back at the campsite, my neighbor came up to me and said, "We're winter camping, man. We're literally camping in the winter. How awesome is that?" And you know what? I just have to agree. Okay, so this is my first night in the car, and so far very comfortable. It's pretty cold outside, snowy, and I feel great in here. So we'll see how the night goes, but pretty comfy. My first night in the car, despite temperatures in the teens, was quite comfortable, and after much concern about the feasibility of living in a car, I finally realized this might just be doable. The next few days consisted of getting in the groove of life on the road. It was incredible to experience the scale of these landscapes in their winter glory, and despite my concerns of boredom while being alone, between cooking, filming, and driving, there was never a dull moment. If I saw a cool snowy mountain, I stopped and skied it, and it turned out there were a lot of cool snowy mountains out there. I learned that buying food from small mountain towns is not cheap. That was the most expensive bag of groceries I've ever purchased. And that it's extremely difficult to keep a small space like a car organized. It's also very hard to change or do anything in a car, especially when you happen to be a little bit taller than the bed is long. And speaking of the car, I think it is past due for a tour of the build, so here you go. Starting at the back, I have a sliding drawer with compartments for food storage and cooking supplies. The other side holds my water jug and skis, and to the right is a tiny compartment for my ski poles. On the top of the wooden platform is my bed, and to the left is a cabinet with 2 levels for clothes, and on the back of the cabinet is a hook for my ski touring pack, and to the left of the cabinet is my closet for jackets. The front of the cabinet holds my toiletries bag, and below that is my charging station. Below the bed platform I have room for my climbing gear, miscellaneous camera equipment, a mandolin, some ski boots, and a cooler. The front seat of the car holds some additional food and shoes. I have a curtain dividing the front and the back, and stealth window covers for all of the windows, and that's about it. So I'd been in the Bishop, California area for a few days, and while in town doing some errands, I stumbled across a hostel, and realizing I needed a shower, I booked a room. And it sure was nice for the night, but enough comfort, so with a mandatory stop at Schatz Bakery, I left the Sierras for the high desert. Driving along through Nevada, it's a 2-lane highway. I haven't seen a car for the past 30 minutes past me or behind me, which is insane. I don't think I've ever been on a road this remote, so just chugging along and yeah, taking a look at this crazy, desolate, but beautiful state. And after a drive that felt like an eternity, I made it to the Great Basin. I feel like today has been the first day living out of the car that's been challenging or difficult, just because I've had to drive a long way. A lot of things have been going kind of wrong or not how I wanted them to go, and it's just been easy to get impatient today. And that's really easy to have happen when you're working with such a small space like a car. Living out of it, stuff just gets everywhere, and it can be really hard to stay organized, and especially when it's cold out. All right, you get the idea. So it wasn't the best day ever, but I went to sleep and woke up with newfound optimism and excitement that only a good night's sleep can produce. and there just happened to be a ski tour in the area that I was keen to check out. And it sure was beautiful, but with the storm blowing in, it was time to get the hell out of here. Was I overreacting about the storm because I'm from California? Perhaps, but with substantial snowfall and very cold temps, I had no intention of sticking around, and so I set my sights east yet again.